Oh yeah, that's we might as well.
That's an automatic. Here's every decade of men's basketball. Got it.
So I'll do the first half, Mike.
Ugh.
Oh, see look how exciting this is. See, none of the players from this great. Let's go back to that. This was the team. This was the team that went to the Sweet 16. And Jordan will be here. Dale is here already, shooting around. But it's a little, and Frank's useless. Frank is the big guy wearing number 7 on the back. And he said that more of these guys are here. You know, it's hard, like TJ, who was like one of these are the 3 best players, and these guys were good too. That was a good team.
Yeah.
It's too bad, like TJ's probably coaching today. Lucci never comes around. Von Thompson is so talented. Blew it all away. Wow. Blew it all away. We go to class. We go to class. Wow. We go to class. Mad Ben Man was a monster. I'm surprised he's not here. Dylan, you know, where are these guys? Where's Lewis? Where's Hurst?
Should have a big idea.
Yeah, you know, it's sad that more than one here. See, now I'm upset. But you know, it's hard because you move out or you got stuff to do. And you know what? You know, coming out and playing 4 or 5 years later,
Right.
you know what I mean? You know, playing in these teams.
It's not easy to still turn on.
And you know how competitive these guys are. So it's like, you know, you always come out and say, oh, I'm good at playing. But it's hard to do it.
Yeah,
It's hard to do it.
yes.
Well, you just, your body is not, that's not how your mind is wired to play that way. So, like, that was when the team got really good. But, like, back here, this team,
09-10.
yeah. So the big, I see it on through that.
Yes, individual stats.
They were 12 and 14.
Yeah.
And see, Dale was on that team. And Ryan Hennessy, who's supposed to be here today, was on that team. And like Jordan was just starting. Boy, I remember this team. Boy, I go back. And then the year before, they were really good. Whoops. Look at that. 6 and 20. 6 and 20. I remember that. You know what? That was like Jordan's first year. Oh, you know what? It was still fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this was fun. We were just doing like radio back then. We did this year. I did everything. About where it was, home and road. You know, they were terrible, but you know what? Like, we traveled around.
It's fun though because you get a chance to go on a year.
Yeah, and it was like that was like one of the like my first full year. The year before was the first year I did anything.
Yeah.
At all. That was like the first year. And that team was up there.
14.
Yeah, but that was really do well in the conference. And then this guy here, number Sean,
Yeah.
brings the book with him for the season. And the whole, like the whole team he was like, you know, 6'9",
Yeah.
and he was a center, and everything was looking really good. I'll never forget it. We were at the Christmas party,
Yeah.
and Dave and Jason Fine was here. Now you Live from the Sports and Recreation Center on the campus of the College of Staten Island, you're watching exclusive triple-header coverage right here on CSI Sportsnet. It's the 7th annual Alumni Game here this morning, and we'll get that started first, and then we'll be followed by doubleheader basketball action. Actually, the men's game first this afternoon, followed by the women's game. So a full day of basketball here on CSI Sportsnet. Hi, everybody. I'm Mike Babuski along with Mike Cohn. And, you know, Mike, it's hard to believe it's an alumni game once again here, the 7th annual alumni game, a game in honor of former basketball coach Matty White. And, you know, it's hard to believe another year gone by and another year of opportunity to see a lot of old friends who, you know, you really only get to see, Mike, once a year.
We're going to see, I mean, here's the College of Staten Island and their storied history of great basketball and great basketball players. And this is a great chance to see a good majority of them here today in an alumni game. And, of course, in this kind of game, it's a chance for a lot of fun, a chance to renew acquaintances in a lot of ways. And it's always nice to see players come back and share in what is now part of what's their regular lives now, and try to resume a little bit of their past and playing a little bit of basketball for a few minutes.
Yeah, and you know, Mike, you look out on the floor and memories come back to you. You go back to the teams that, you know, in the late 2000s, the 2007-8 team and the 8-9 team, and you know, those teams really struggled a lot, and, you know, at times they played very strong basketball, and, you know, it was the foundation that ultimately led to a team in the 2011-2012 season, Mike, that went all the way into the Sweet 16, and, you know, it was an era of, you know, really strong CSI basketball, and really an era of basketball that has continued throughout this day. So, you know, it takes you back to the time when, you know, the team really struggled a lot. And, you know, over the last few years, of course, the team has played a lot better and actually coming into today's game undefeated in CUNYAC conference play. So, you know, a lot of memories out here today for the players. And, you know, they just throwing some time up on the clock and, you know, really just an opportunity to look out on the floor. And, you know, we see players from the, excuse me, Mike, from that Sweet 16 out on the floor, like Dale Toronto and Frank Uslan out there on the floor already. And we think Jordan Young will be here in a little while. And, you know, really just a great opportunity for these guys to come out and play basketball once again, Mike.
Really is. And for those who are not familiar with the rules of this game, it's two teams, one in the black jerseys, the other in the gray jerseys. Both teams will play fourth quarters of 12 minutes. It'll be a running clock throughout all 4 quarters, so there'll be no stoppages unless there's inside of 1 minute in the second and fourth quarters. No fouling out, so if you are a player who has had a history of getting charged with a lot of fouls, well, have at it in this one tonight. But, no, in all seriousness, it's going to be a lot of fun. I remember last year's game, which I did here at the Sports and Recreation Center. The guys it's really like an all-star game in a lot of ways. The guys go out there, they have a lot of fun. Maybe they take a lot of big shots that maybe during their playing days they didn't normally take. And really it's just a chance to come out here and just get back to playing basketball. For some of these guys, they haven't played in 4 years, 5 years, maybe even decades for that matter. So it's a great chance for them to go out there and have some fun.
Yeah, and you know, Mike, we have this exhibition here early in the opening game, but you know, then it's going to get back into a little bit more serious basketball, and right. You know that men's basketball team has really starting to get on a roll here, and you know Frankie Schettino has been playing just some unbelievable basketball, and you know here's the CSI men's team going on the road, and you know really this has been a season of road games, especially within the conference for them, and they went on the road. They started with a non-conference game against Kane University, and they've won their last 4 games all on the road. And the men's basketball team now, red hot, Mike, is, you know, they're on an unbeaten streak. They're unbeaten in the conference. They've won 8 in a row. They're 14-6 and 11-0 in the conference, and really are firing on all cylinders.
They really are, and Schettino's really picked up his game big time in the last, really since the start of this calendar year. I mean, the other day had a double. He had a triple double. He's the second time this year he's done that, and I think the first in Division III, in NCAA Division III. He dropped 43 on CCNY, which tied his own personal record. So he continues to play better. Remember, all year we talked about his free throw shooting and how much he'd struggled. Well, I guess he heard enough about that because the last couple of games he's 28 for 35 combined, including a 12 for 13 in his last effort from the free throw line. He is playing lights out right now.
Yeah, and then, of course, the next game, the men's game, would then be followed by the women's game. And, the women are going to be playing a York basketball team that, really has been struggling this year. And, it's a game that, the Dolphins are going to come in certainly as a very heavy favorite in that game. But just like the men's team, Mike, the CSI women's basketball team has been playing really well as also.
They've been playing great, and again, Christina Pasaturo is leading the way. She leads this team in points per game, 22.4 points per game. I remember the last time we were here against when they took on Brooklyn College, she dropped 30 on them in that effort. So I remember 20 of those points came in the first half. So she'll be a big part of the focal point of this offense today against York College, as CSI looks to get to 11-1. And while we have a chance here, Mike, you take a look at the two conferences for both men and for women. Really, I don't want to jump the gun too much because we still got a lot of basketball left in the regular season, but the men are well on their way to possibly getting a 1 seed at 11-0. Even if they do lose a couple of games, they would still get themselves into the 1 seed because Baruch is 3.5 behind at 7-3. Again, you still got a long way to go. Still got a few weeks left in the regular season. But the women, 10-1. You got Brooklyn and Lehman right behind them at 9-2. So very important to continue to play very, very good basketball, really, for both of these teams as we hit the stretch run.
Yeah, and Mike, we had a little bit of a chance to talk to the men's basketball coach, Tony Petosa, and Coach Petosa mentioned that York College has just added a couple of players onto the roster, and we could see that their two leading scorers have just both been added to the roster, so it'll be interesting to see how the Cardinals come out and play basketball here today. It will certainly be a very different team than the Dolphins faced at York College earlier this year, so we'll see how that goes. But, first, Mike, let's turn our attention back to the alumni game here this afternoon. It's, of course, just the blue team, the gray team against the black team, and, they try to split the plays up and just have an entertaining game here this afternoon, Mike.
And it will be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to seeing how these guys play against one another. And so I remember last year, sometimes guys that you look at and say, well, I don't know if this guy, I don't know how he's going to do in this game. And a couple of guys had terrific games that day. In fact, I vaguely remember Evan Pickman, former head coach of CSI back from 78 to 84, played in the game last year. And he had a jump shot from over here in the corner. And it was pretty good, right outside the paint. So we'll see how he does here tonight. Yeah,
it's like you mentioned, Mike, it's always a fun time and nice to see a lot of players coming back here. And, we mentioned earlier, Mike, it's a challenge to come out and play after not playing competitive basketball for a while.
It really is. And, we talk about mindset. We were talking about it before we came on the broadcast. And when you play an exhibition game like this, whether it be an alumni game, all-star game, if you will, your mindset's always to play 110%. And they always say, well, in an exhibition game, you don't need to play 110%. But mentally, you want to go out there, you want to put forth your best effort. And we'll see how these guys do. We talked about before, some of these guys haven't played in decades, some 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, and we're waiting to get the rosters for both teams, Mike. And, we're going to expect a pretty good game here this afternoon. And, like most all-star games, Mike, we don't really expect it to be a battle on the defensive end.
No, I think we'll see some scoring here tonight. I think we will, and we'll see a lot of rebounds, as much defense we'll see here tonight. But it should be a lot of fun between these two.
So while we get ready to get the opening rosters, why don't we step aside? We'll take a break here for a couple of minutes as you're watching alumni basketball coverage right here on your voice of everything CSI Sports, CSI Sportsnet, CSIDolphins.com.
Chipmunks want to remind you, bacteria can hide in food and make you ill.
Wow.
But you can keep bacteria from ruining your day with 4 simple steps. Clean.
I'm waiting for the rinse cycle.
Separate. Cook. And chill.
We chipmunks are notoriously tight.
Check your steps. The road chip to food safety starts at foodsafety.gov.
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it.
While they were doing their thing, we slowly changed ours.
Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Hart, what's going on?
I'm leaving.
Why? What did I do?
Not enough. You constantly ignore me. You barely eat anything healthy. You're half as active as you used to be. The pressure is just too much. I quit.
Okay, I get it. I'll do better. Just, please, don't leave.
Okay. But remember, if I go, you go.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
We're back, and we're just moments away from the start of today's alumni game, and Dave Pizzuto is having the opening introduction. So why don't we take you to the floor and listen to Dave Pizzuto.
17 years patrolled the sidelines as CSI's men's basketball assistant coach, and the mentorship he provided was unparalleled. We lost Coach White too soon, and we also lost Mrs. White, who for decades became a fixture here in our building, supporting you as Dolphins both before and after your years of service and after Coach White's passing. It is with a heavy heart that we remember them, but today is also our chance to celebrate their lives and what they came to be for us. We all know that if there was somewhere they would be today, it would be here, and we see that reflected in their children and grandchildren who join us today and every year for this event. To the White family, we say thank you for allowing us to hold this event in your parents' honor, and we look forward to a great afternoon and many years of this continued celebration. Ladies and gentlemen, join us as we stand. We will observe a moment of silence for Mr. and Mrs. White before the playing of our national anthem and the introduction of our team.
So you've been listening to Dave Pizzuto with the opening ceremonies and the player introductions here for the 7th annual Alumni Game, as it'll be the gray team against the black team here this afternoon. 4 12-minute quarters, Mike, and we're about ready to get underway.
We are ready to go for this ball game here tonight, folks, and we just heard the lineup of the players that are going to be involved on both of these teams. We might as well just go over some of the roster right now as well as taking the court.
Yeah, and you know, Mike, we have players going all the way back, with Evan Pittman out on the floor. You know, he was the CSI head coach back in the 70s, Mike, and, you know, he looks like he's in better shape than almost anybody out there on the floor.
Like I said, last year he hit a jump shot here, so, you know, I think he's going to be probably a big part of this game. You never know.
Yeah, and as the players are out at midcourt shaking hands, you know, we'll try to get the players to you as best we can. And, you know, for the black team, we see John Cali out on the floor. He's going to be starting. Matt Fansreb is out on the floor along with Ryan Hennessy. Looking out at the black team, the gray team, I should say, we got Michael Stewart out on the floor, a former really unbelievably great player. Jack Restaurant is out there. Christian Montevino jumping at center here this afternoon. Christian, of course, one of the players on the team, on the Dolphins, you know, in the 2007-2008 season. One of the leading scorers on the team is at Stewart with the basketball now. Getting the ball up over to Restaurant. He gets the ball up over to Gasper, and Gasper drills a three-pointer, and he made that one look easy, Mike.
He did. He had a clean look and just took the shot.
As the black team coming right back, and Goodman's jumper is no good, and it's Montevino with the basketball now. Mike Montevino out over to Stewart. Stewart working the ball over to Restaurant. He works the ball over in the corner to Montevino. And just like old times, Christian off to a big start early in the game and a quick 6-0 lead for the White.
Well, they did a nice job. They set it up first with the blind pass inside, then eventually kicked it back outside into the corner for 3. Nice job right there. Got a 6-0 lead for the gray team.
So it's the black team with the basketball now as it's Fansrab getting the ball up over to Cali. Cali, of course, a Hall of Fame player for the CSI Dolphins as he works the ball up over to Andres. His jumper is up, no good. So black team coming out a little cold here this afternoon, Mike. Montevino out by the three-point line. He looks it up over to Restaurant.
Wow.
3 3-pointers in a row. Boy, oh boy, Mike. These guys coming out red hot. 9-0 for the white team.
The guys in the gray team look like they could go out there and play a regular game later on today. They look great so far.
Boy, Coach Petosa is going to want some of this outside shooting here in the second game as the ball worked into the corner. That outside jumper is up, no good. And now it's Stewart with the ball. Stewart working it up over to Montevino. The NBA 3 is off the rim and no good.
Getting a little bit too greedy right there in the three-pointers. Like, hey, we hit 3 in a row. Why not try to go for a 4th?
So now it's Cali. He's going to take over the basketball, and he's going to put up the long 3, and that's no good. And the white team coming away with the ball, Stewart. Stewart, bounce pass across, gets the ball up over to O'Leary. The ball worked into the corner, the long jumper. No good, and Cali there for the rebound. Cali working the ball up over to the corner. That's Hennessy. The open 3 is good. So backcourt mates, Mike Montevino and Hennessy on opposite sides here this afternoon. As that jumper is up, no good. Big offensive rebound inside. And the layup is up and in.
And a good start so far for Western. He's had a three-pointer and a nice bucket inside.
Cali with the basketball. Bounce pass now goes up over to Goodman. The outside jumper taken once again by Hennessy, and that's no good. And Montevino controls the rebound and gets the ball out quickly to Gasper. Gasper loses possession, and here comes Hennessy, and here comes the block, 3-on-2. Cali, stutter step move, working it inside. A beautiful feed. Goodman kicking it back to Hennessy. Cali thought about the long 3. Now he puts it up and buries it. Boy, Mike, these players still have range from the outside.
I mean, they've been fantastic so far. I mean, we've seen three-pointers hit all over the place.
12-6 the score. It's a three-point fest here this afternoon. Now Stewart. Stewart, a beautiful feed inside, and the short jumper is good. Gasper with his second basket. He's got 5, Mike.
He's having a heck of a start so far today.
Great team leading now. 13-6. Callie, the long jumper. That's no good. And now it's Stewart. Stewart feeding it inside to Montevino, who dishes it off beautifully that time to O'Leary, who misses the layup, but the putback is in.
I love the handoff right there. And that was a tough play when you have to catch the ball on the run and then have to pass it off and still get the points out of it. Great job.
Callie working the ball out. The open jumper by Fedzreb is no good. But now Callie. Beautiful feed inside that time to Goodman, who lays it up and in.
We got some more players coming in, checking in as starters check out.
So we're going to have 2 new teams come out on the floor, Mike. And
Kevin Harris is out there for the black team, wearing number 23.
Dale Toronto out on the floor now for the gray team. I see Frank Uslan out there for the gray team. Dan O'Leary comes out onto the floor as Toronto grabs the rebound.
Evan Pickman's out there for the black team.
Now it's Thomason. Thomason working the ball in the corner to Toronto, one of Dale's old spots. That's up no good. And Albano controls the rebound now for the black team. Now the ball gets worked inside, as that's Bruno with the ball. Bruno working the ball out. Black team working the ball around quickly. As it's Bruno with the basketball. Bruno feeding it out to Wing. Wing over to Pittman. Oops, we're going to have a kick ball there, Mike.
We are. I think Pickman was trying to go inside on that. Instead found a leg, so it'll be a turnover, and it will be actually possession back towards the black team.
As that long jumper, that time by Albano, is no good. And the rebound controlled by the gray. As that's Thomason. Thomason tried to work the ball inside. And Albano comes away with the ball. Now it's Wing. Bounce pass goes back to Albano. 21 on the shot clock, and it's 15-8. Great team in the lead. Bruno. Bruno working it up over the wing. His jumper is no good, and Toronto controls the rebound. Long pass down to O'Leary, whose layup is up no good, but the ball be knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Thomason, so it'll be black team ball, trailing by 7, 15-8.
Starters had a lot of success getting all those points, and substitutions have not hit any points yet so far. Nice block right there.
Toronto goes coast to coast and lays it up and in. 17-8, just over 5 minutes remaining as Pittman gets the ball in the corner. Now works it back up over to Albano. Now Wing as Callie checks back into the game. Now Albano, the long jumper from 3 is good. Albano looking in very good shape as the ball worked into the corner. The open jumper, no good. And the rebound controlled by the black team. Albano working it in the corner. The long three-pointer is no good. And the rebound controlled by the gray team. Uslan gets the ball inside, and he's hammered from behind. And we're going to have our first foul of the afternoon, and that'll be on Julio Bruno. Bruno not liking the call there, Mike.
I thought fouls weren't called in this game today. I guess that changed.
So it's going to be Uslan going to the free throw line. Frank, of course, one of the players, Mike, on that team that went all the way to the Sweet 16 back in the 2011-2012 season, and you know that was the most successful Dolphin team ever in the history of the NCAA playoffs. And you know, nice to see a couple players coming back here this afternoon to come out and play.
And Evan Pickman hits a long 2-point jumper from the corner. 19-13 now. But yeah, I mean, it's tremendous to see these players come back. And that team that you talked about, the 2011 team, what a group of players that was. What a team that was, looking at the stats from earlier.
Yeah, you know, it really was. And it's 21-13 now. And, you know, as we expected, Mike, plenty of scoring here this afternoon in today's alumni game is Callie's pull-up jumper. Oh, and that was Wing, actually. A beautiful jump shot. And all of a sudden, it's 21-15. Both teams playing well offensively here this afternoon. And, you know, one thing is that a lot of these guys still look like they're playing a lot of basketball, Mike.
A little bit of pick-up basketball out there whenever they came with their friends during the weekend. It's paying off right now. Some of these guys still look like they can go out there and play on a competitive and high level. As that jumper is up, no good, and Toronto there to control the rebound. They feed the ball inside, and the layup, beautiful move that time by O'Leary. And it's up and in. 23-15 the score. With 2 minutes and 21 seconds remaining here in this running first quarter. And Evan Pittman checking out of the game, and you know, just amazing at the shape that the former CSI coach has kept himself in, Mike. It's tremendous how well he's stayed in shape and can still ball too. He hit a big jump shot earlier. So look at Toronto with the spinning move, but misses the layup. And here comes the pass, and it's going to be stolen away and fed out to Uslan. Uslan works the ball back as great team will set up, leading by 8, 23-15. Bounce pass goes inside to Huslin. Now it's O'Leary. His pass inside. A beautiful feed inside as Callie. Now the log three-pointer. He wants that one back. Yeah, and that time Thomason thought he had the open three, Mike, but off the rim. And here comes the black team working back with the ball. That long jumper is good. John Callie for three. Boy, Mike, John Callie back in the class of 1999 and really coming out and playing strong. And he was, you know, Mike, I didn't get a chance to see him, but I've heard stories of just what an unbelievably great basketball player Callie was for the Dolphins. As that long jumper is up and in, and it's 26-18 as Callie comes back, working his way down the baseline. And now we'll back the ball out to the three-point line, put up the three-pointer, and bury it. Just a couple of in-and-out dribbles, and then take your shot and hit it. I mean, it makes you wonder what he would have looked like in the prime when he was here playing for CSI. My goodness. As the ball worked outside, and O'Leary with the long jumper, that's no good. And now another three-pointer, that's no good. Wing with the ball as the first quarter winding down. And that long three-pointer is no good. Thomason controls the rebound. Inside of 5 seconds remaining, look away pass that time for O'Leary, but his long three-pointer is off the rim. And that'll do it. 1 quarter in the books. Gray leads the black team 26-21, so why don't we step aside, take a break, and we'll get you ready for second quarter action. You're watching the 7th annual Alumni Game right here on CSI Sportsnet, CSIDolphins.com.
I'm a scientist.
Recycling takes a team.
Why don't you let me and me help you out?
Everyone plays a part. Don't trash.
I love taking stuff apart and building new things out of it.
Check.
What could be treasure?
Pal's my most advanced android.
This is awesome.
You haven't seen anything yet.
Give your cardboard box another life. Recycle.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Searching for help with Dachshund reading.
No.
Let me try. Sarah's bright, but when she's reading, she has trouble sounding out words.
Playing world music.
What?
I give up.
Wait, I was trying to show you how Sarah feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive. doesn't see race. Love is love.
This is why you took a second job. While you taught yourself how to fix the plumbing.
We're back here, one quarter in the books, 26-21 the score, Mike. And, you know, it's you watch some of these players out here this afternoon, and, you know, they still have definite offensive abilities, Mike.
Well, these are tremendous players during their day when they played here at CSI, and it's pretty obvious that they still have the skills to go out there and compete at a high level. I mean, look what John Callie has done here today, wearing number 4 for the black team. He has had 9 points in 11 minutes, a couple rebounds. Put him out there today at 1 o'clock. Why not?
Yeah, and, you know, both teams shooting pretty well, Mike. The great team, 10 of 22 in that first quarter. The black team, 8 of 21. And, you know, both teams really out there having a good time and playing some very entertaining basketball, Mike.
And more importantly, they're having a great time out there, too. And a nice steal right there.
Yeah, that's Montevino driving the ball to the basket and missing the layup. So that time Christian went right to the rim, couldn't get it to fall. So it's still 1 minute into the second quarter, Mike. 26-21, the great team up by 5. Callie in the corner, he puts up another three-pointer and buries it. So Callie now 4 of 7, Mike, from the three-point line, and he has 12 points.
And that's a big swing in points right there. You had the points that Montevino missed on what should have been an easy layup, and then it turns into a 3 the other way. But a big answer right there for Gray with a 3 of their own.
Yeah, so Michael Stewart gets his first points of the game, and, you know, Stewart, another great player, Mike, for the CSI Dolphins. Nice to see. You know, a lot of these players who've come out and, you know, really played, you know, in the early 2000s and the late 1990s and, you know, coming out and having a good time and seeing their old friends here this afternoon is now Hennessy with the beautiful feed inside that time as Fansrab lays it up and in, and it's now a 3-point game. Mike, is the black team working their way right back.
Well, Callie's led the way, hit a big three-pointer earlier, and now a nice little bounce pass inside to set up some points. So black team on the charge right now here against Gray.
So Gasper with another layup, and, of course, Brian got the first basket of the game, Mike. He's shooting 3 for 3 from the floor. He's got 7.
Ooh.
Sorry, Mike, as that layup is missed, and now it's Montevino. Montevino driving to the basket, misses the layup. And now it's Wing with the basketball. Wing out by the three-point line. And he pulls up and takes the open jumper. That's no good. Montevino with the one-handed rebound. But his outlet pass is going to be stolen that time by Fansrab. He gets it over to Wing. Wing tried to go behind the back, and now it's going to be Stewart.
Well, that could have been sweet right there.
That was a little Showtime action there, Mike, by Stewart, but the pass could not be handled that time by Weston, and it goes out of bounds.
This is not the Bad Boys Pistons, but still, that could have been really sweet right there.
That was nice. Right? That was going to be a little Showtime action there by Stewart. Now it's Hennessy. Back out to Callie. Callie, no hesitation. The 30-footer is no good. Western there to grab the rebound for the Grays. Gasper, Montevino inside to Stewart. Stewart working his way along baseline, a touch pass inside, and it'll be a turnover now for the Gray. First of 3 here this afternoon as the men's basketball team will play in the second game beginning approximately 1 o'clock, Mike, and then that'll be followed by the women's team. Both teams will play York College in Cuniac action, and, you know, Mike, these two teams, men's team undefeated, the women's team just with 1 loss here in this season.
Yeah, both have played tremendous basketball. Pull-up jump shot, no good, but tremendous basketball, and both teams trying to keep pace to get possibly #1 seeds locked up in the Cuniac tournament later in February.
As Stewart's pull-up jumper is no good, but the rebound will be knocked out of bounds by Goodman, and it will remain Gray basketball here with 7:25 remaining here in this second quarter as that long jumper is going to be no good, and it's Callie with the rebound. Callie out by the three-point line looking for somewhere to go with the ball. Behind the back dribble now as the ball gets fed inside, and the ball is taken by Gasper. Gasper drive it to the basket, and he draws the foul. As that time, Goodman commits the foul. And Evan Pittman will come on the floor replacing John Callie. Of course, a pair of Hall of Famers there, Mike, for the CSI Dolphins.
Right now for Gasper, this is his first 3 throws of the day, and he hits the first.
Yeah, he's shooting lights out here. And it's a 4-point game, 32-28. His second free throw is up, no good, but Stewart there to grab the rebound, and his short jumper is good.
And that's an answer right there. Nice job by Michael Stewart.
So Michael Stewart able to hit that jumper. And it's a 34-28 lead for the Gray team, as that's going to be Goodman. His pull-up 3, and it will be Gray ball.
You know what I love to do? I just love to ask one of these guys, you know, one, what it's like to be out here in the court again, but also just to get a sense of, you know, when you go out there, you're going to play in this kind of game. I'm sure it's like, you know, a lot of fun. You know, you're going to be part of the game, see some of your old friends again. But then when you start to play, and you start to play well, you start to think, hey, maybe I can go out there and keep playing. I wonder how that feeling is right now for a lot of these guys.
Yeah, well, you know, you could see as Monteveno just drains that 3, and Gray pulls out to a 9-point lead. But, you know, again, you're out there and everybody's playing in fun, but, you know, the longer the game goes on, you know, you could see that, you know, these players want to come out and they want to play well, and, you know, they don't want to lose. As Toronto takes the long 3-pointer as Dale buries it. And the Gray, with their biggest lead now of the game, they're up by 12, 40-28. Pittman in the corner. As the ball gets fed out now to Hennessy, they ball worked inside. It's no good. And now Pittman controls the rebound. His shot goes in and out. Ball's going to be knocked out of bounds, and it will be Gray basketball. 4 minutes, 35 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. And the Gray team has opened up the biggest lead of the game. It's 12, and they have the basketball as that Western hits the long 3-pointer and buries it. Gray team pulling out now by 15 as the ball's going to be worked inside. It's going to be kicked, though, and it'll be an inbounds now for the Black team, who's got some work to do to get back in the game, as that long jumper is put up that time by Bruno, and it's no good. And here comes the White as it's fed inside, and now the ball will get worked back as Namorato puts up the long 3-pointer. That's no good. And Fensreb grabs the rebound. And now it's Albano puts up the long 3-pointer. That's going to be short, and Hustling there to grab the rebound. And gets the ball out to Toronto. Now Hustling inside the short baby hook that's no good. And Albano controls the rebound and feeds it up to Fensreb. But now Pittman in the corner. His jumper is good.
He's been loving that corner so far today. He likes to be there. No one's around him. No one's guarding him. He hits these open jumpers.
43-30. 3 minutes, 7 seconds remaining here in the first half. As Namorato puts up the jumper, that's no good, and Bruno grabs the rebound. Albano now gets the ball out over to Pittman. Pittman out by the 3-point line. Now lobbing the ball inside, looking for the alley-oop and the jam there, Mike, but the pass just a little bit too far and goes out of bounds.
We've had a couple of plays here today. We've had the backwards pass inside. We had the alley-oop. Couple plays of near spectacularness in a lot of ways. But
yeah, time, Mike. That time Pittman looking for Fensreb, but you know the mind was there, but the body wasn't willing. And it's a 15-point lead once again for the gray team. Fandreb with the basketball out by the three-point line. Now Wing. Wing feeding the ball inside, and it's Bruno's shot, no good. Hustler controls the rebound, and now it's Toronto with the basketball. Dale pulls up. His long three-pointer is good. So Dale Toronto hits the three-pointer, and that layup is up and in by Wing, and Hustler will commit the foul and a three-point play opportunity. But boy, oh boy, Mike, the great team has been lights out from the three-point line here this afternoon.
They really have. They've done a tremendous job. Last we checked, they had 5 out of 16 shots from beyond three. They've had a few more since that time, but they've done a nice job from downtown. Really, both teams playing extremely hard here, and that's how you see that foul on this end of the court.
Toronto with the basketball out by the three-point line. Dale working the ball over to Namorato, but the pass inside is going to be stolen away. And here comes Wing with the basketball over to Callie. Gray looks to double-team Callie in the corner. He now gets the ball back to Wing. Wing tried to look away pass inside, but we're going to have the kick ball. And with just over a minute remaining in the first half, Gray holding on to their biggest lead of the game, 48-33. Wing, bounce pass to Albano. Albano back to Wing. Wing at the open three-pointer is no good. And now here comes the Gray team as it's Toronto. Toronto, Namorato at the three-point line. He takes it. It's up, no good. But Toronto there to control the rebound. He doesn't hesitate. That's up, no good. Ball tipped around. And now it'll be Callie with the ball for the Black.
Yeah, Del Toronto wanted that three. Took a couple of shots at three, but ended up missing both times.
Callie trying the move. Thought he was fouled. And a long pass ahead. A beautiful move to Toronto. He tries the over-the-head layup. That's no good. And now Albano. Over to Wing. Wing, he tried to move on Hustlin. Hustlin wanted nothing to do with it. He swats it away.
Hustlin's like, I'm not going to get fouled for this one, so I'm going to swat it away.
And O'Leary coming right back, driving the ball down the lane, but it will be Fandreb to knock that out of bounds. We're at halftime, Mike. A very entertaining 24 minutes of basketball, 48-33, Gray in the lead.
Both teams playing extremely hard so far through the first 24 minutes of basketball. I like the way the Gray team has hit the three-pointers. They've done a great job from downtown, and really the Black teams had chances, but they got to hit some threes to get back in the game.
So why don't we step aside, take a break here for a minute. We're at halftime. Gray team leads the Black 48-33. You're watching the 7th annual Alumni Day coverage right here on CSI Sportsnet, CSIDolphins.com.
Alvin and the Chipmunks want to remind you, bacteria can hide in food and make you ill.
Wow.
But you can keep bacteria from ruining your day with 4 simple steps. Clean.
I'm waiting for the ring cycle.
Separate. Cook. And chill.
We chipmunks are notoriously tight.
Check your steps. The road trip to food safety starts at foodsafety.gov.
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it.
While they were doing their thing, we slowly changed ours.
Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Hart, what's going on? I'm leaving. Why? What did I do? Not enough. You constantly ignore me. You barely eat anything healthy. You're half as active as you used to be. The pressure is just too much.
I quit. Okay, I get it. I'll do better. Just please, don't leave. Okay, but remember, if I go, you go.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
And we're back, folks, right here at the Sports and Recreation Center as we are about to begin the second half of this alumni game at the College of Staten Island. Folks, it is the 7th annual, for those of you just joining us right now, it is the 7th annual Matty White alumni game here at the Sports and Recreation Center. We are glad you could join us here today. Michael Cohen, Mike Baybuski here with you. So usually we don't do this during our regular games, but we will switch it up here. After Mike did the first half, I'll do the second half here today. So, Mike, what are your thoughts out of that first half?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, Mike. It was a very exciting half, and it's just so nice to get a look at these players coming back. And while we start with the Gray team, there's so much talent on this team, so many great CSI players. Michael Stewart coming back, and Stewart, a player from well over 20 years ago, coming out looking good, putting up 5 points. Dale Taranto leading all scorers for the Gray team with 10. Brian Gasper putting up 8 points. And, for the Black team, John Calley, coming up and showing, all the ball handling and field leadership skills that he showed as a player, leading all scorers with 12 points. And, you look at just the amount of fun that these guys are coming out here having here this afternoon, Mike. And, just an opportunity for the guys to come out, have fun. They're going to have, lunch here after the game and, get to watch what should be a very competitive basketball game against York College for the men beginning at 1 o'clock. And, just a good day all around here for CSI basketball.
Great day for CSI basketball. A very competitive first half between these two teams. We talked about in the first half amount of three-pointers that were hit as both teams hit the three-pointer with a lot of precision in that first half combined. 15 three-pointers went down between these two teams, 9 for the Gray team, 6 for the Black team. We had a couple of fouls, but hey, it's all in love and war for that matter. But both of these teams playing tremendous basketball as we are about to inbound here with the Black team inbounding, and to inbound was Ryan Hennessy. He was first to touch it, passes it inside in the corner, this time to Cali. What a first half for Cali. He had 12 points in that first half. Right now takes the bounce pass inside, works it inside, kicks it back out. And a three-point shot out the top of the charity stripe by Franzreb, but it's no good, and miss. And we'll go back the other way to the Gray team. Michael Stewart inbounding this time to Gasper. Gasper, who had 8 points in the first half, now brings it down court, passes it inside. Western heavy covered, double teamed, in fact, ends up losing the basketball.
Yeah, Western looking for the foul that time as Jack felt he was hammered, no call.
Western had 5 points in the first half. Pass out to the top to the outside, and with the three-point shot, it was Hennessy, but it was no good. Taking a pass inside, and Michael Stewart getting his hands on the basketball. Actually, Lyndon Goodman, I should say, getting his hands on the basketball, and then takes the jump shot and puts it in for a couple.
Yeah, so Lyndon gets his second basket of the game. He's got 4 as the Black team trying to work their way back, trailing by 13.
And a big three-pointer is good, this time by Gasper as he took the pass from Michael Stewart. He'll get the assist, and that will be a three-pointer. So it's 51-35 now with the Gray team out in front.
Brian's been unbelievable in this game, Mike, for the Gray team. He's now 4 of 5 from the field, including 2 of 3 from the three-point line for the Grays.
And Cali, who rebounded his own miss, right now double-teamed, has to get rid of it. And it ends up being stolen away by Gray. Here comes Gasper. He takes the pass down court. Thought about passing it off, instead goes upstairs, and he'll have the miss, but rebound for Black. Houston right now on the rebound, bringing it down court. Passing it off. This time looks like it was to Hennessy. Three-pointer no good. Callie with the rebound. Callie then takes the shot off bounds, but no good, and now be picked up this time by Gray. And it'll be Michael Stewart who picked it up. Stewart brings it out, turns around, and takes the shot. No good. And it'll go back towards Black. So both teams a little bit quiet here in the start of the second half, but more defense play by both teams
and,
here.
you know, that wasn't much of a halftime break, Mike.
No.
So, you know, it's not like they got 15 minutes to regain their wind. That was basically 3 minutes, and let's start the second half.
And these are some of these guys haven't played in several years either, so a little bit winded right now, like, wait a minute, what's going on? So a three-point shot, no good this time, as it was Goodman with the three. Right now, Michael Stewart on the other end in Gray. Passes it off this time, and outside with a big three-pointer, as that looks like it was Montevino who hit the three. He had a big first half, and he gets things started here in the second.
And that was a sweet assist that time by Stewart, a beautiful cross-court pass to Montevino. And Christian hit his first three-pointer and then just hit his second for the Grays.
Gasper will bounce pass outside of Stewart. Stewart with three, and that's good for three.
Boy, Stewart's all over the floor, Mike, for the Dolphins. First dishing it out and then burying the three.
Callie working his way inside. Dribbles it back out to Houston. Houston with the shot, and that'll be no good. Rebound by Gasper. 59-35, Gray on top of this one so far on the Black team, and all alone underneath the hoop for two. Very easy was Matt Frensreb. Kelly dribbles it now, shoots it across court to Houston. Three-point shot. Well, actually, I think he has foot on the line. Still, long jumper, no good. Stewart. Oh, why not?
Boy, you know, Michael Stewart taking it back to the day with that long three-pointer. First he had a beautiful cross-court assist and then buries two three-pointers in a row. And I think the Gray team might have put a nail in the coffin as they now lead by 29 points.
And Callie puts it in for two on the layup inside, but it's been the Michael Stewart show here in the second half. He's okay with a 3-minute break. Going outside here to Western. Takes the shot. Long shot, no good. And Frank Houston comes out with it. Gives it off to Callie. Callie thinks about three. He'll go for three, and he'll hit it. And a big three-pointer for John Callie. He was 4 out of 9 in the first half. That's his 5th three-pointer of the day, now with 15 points.
Yeah, so he's been hot here as, you know, be a second half of just wide-open basketball here is a beautiful feed inside and a layup, and, you know, it's getting tougher and tougher to D up here, Mike, here in the second half.
Mm-hmm. Callie working his way inside, and will have an easy lane to the hoop, and it'll be 2 points for him now with 17. Montevino passes it off to Michael Stewart. Stewart says, you know what, I like going for three, but he'll miss this one. He's been having a lot of fun from downtown all day today. Stolen this time by Gray. Montevino with a three-pointer of his own. That's going to be no good. Callie comes out with it on the miss. And Black with a chance here, but again, they're down big right now. Three-point shot, no good. They are down 24 points. But it has been a shooting display for the Gray team all day as far as the three-pointers are concerned.
And just a reminder, Mike, that we'll be off the air for a little while after this game, but we'll be back about 1:45 to get you ready for a doubleheader conference play here, as the men will take on York at 1 o'clock, followed by the women at 3 o'clock, as the CSI Dolphins look to come home, Mike. And, you know, it's been 2 weeks since they've been here, and both teams really playing well here in 2017.
Both teams have been absolutely tremendous so far this year, and you got one team who is undefeated in conference, and the men's team at 11-0. You got the women at 10-1 in conference. Both taking on a York teams that are both struggled this year, but we'll see how things go. That's why they played a game. We talked about earlier how York has a couple of its leading scorers back in the lineup. Talk more about that later on. Right now, Pinkman, right number 5, takes the outside shot, no good. And Gray will get the rebound. They'll bring it down court. Pass off inside, and that is to Frank Huslin, who goes in for 2.
Yeah, Huslin getting the layup there for the Dolphins.
And rebound this time, this will be for Dan O'Leary, who checks in wearing number 21. Going outside this time to Dale Toronto. Now it's back to Huslin for a long jump shot. No good, rejected. Boy, that was very fortunate right there. That didn't go out of bounds. Huslin coming in for the pass, backwards pass, but that'll tip off the rim. Coming up with again, though, is Toronto, who had a big first half and gets 2 right there. 70-47 in favor of the Grays.
As Callie comes right back and lays it up and in, and, boy, like his ability to run up and down the floor, he really is in great shape.
And long 3, no good. Huslin takes the rebound, puts it in for 2, 72-49. So Gray very much on their way as they get a steal right here, and that is Toronto. Goes down court. Back up top to the top of the key to number 21, Dan O'Leary for the miss. And right now, Wynn working his way inside against Huslin. Shot no good, and rebound here for Gray. And picked up this time by Bran Murato.
What a pass that time, and a beautiful play. Ends up with the Toronto layup. And Thomason with his 5th assist of the game, and Gray continues to control this one here in the second half.
One thing that's always great about the College of Staten Island is the way this university honors its past, it honors its alumni. Of course, with this great showcase with the Alumni Game here on this day in January. Now 7th annual Matty White Alumni Game.
Looked like Huslin was thinking about going up for the one-hawk tomahawk jam on that one, but lost possession, and now the Gray team with the ball once again.
Rebound here for Black, and that will be a rebound for number 18, and that is Eric Andres. Andres kicks it out this time to, eventually it'll be Lyndon Goodman, now back out to number 6, and that is Ryan Hennessy. Hennessy will miss the shot.
Yeah, Ryan got that one halfway down, but it bounced out.
Wing goes back inside. Now it's going to be 3-on-1. Bounce pass backwards. This time Albano with the shot, no good, and this is picked up by Gray. 2:13 to go here in the third quarter. Hennessy, long 3-point shot. NBA 3, and he drains it. That's a big-time 3 right there for Hennessy. It's now 74-52 with 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, Ryan, one of the leading scorers for the CSI Dolphins back in the 2007, 8, 9 era.
Toronto, nice answer right for him as he hits a 3-pointer at the top of the key, 77-52. And trying to jump in to steal a ball. Looked like it was Huslin who was trying to steal it from Albano. And a nice answer right there. How about that for Franz Reb? He hits a 3-pointer of his own. So earlier in this game, like we talked about all the threes these two teams are hitting, now they're starting to hit the threes again.
Yeah, and the Black team's starting to heat up a little bit, Mike, and trying to work their way back into this one as they have the ball once again. As Ryan can't hit the 3.
Yeah, screen across the court, but tips off the fingers.
Yeah, that time Dan O'Leary had the ball go off his hands out of bounds. So Black trying to work their way back into this game, Mike, inside a minute in the third quarter.
3-point shot, and it drains it again. That will be again for Franz Reb. He's hit a couple of threes. Actually, they're going to call that a long 2, rather. Still a long jump shot.
Yeah, so 5 quick points for Franz Reb, and it's a 20-point game, Mike.
77-57, 40 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Oh, alley-oop pass, but again had to come down with it. Just let him a little bit too far. Spinning around and taking the shot. Missing the shot was Toronto, and a good defense here by the Black team. They do change that to a 3 for Franz Reb, so it is now 2 threes for him. And there's another one, and this one will be good for Ryan Hennessy. It's now 77-61, so three straight 3-pointers for the Black team. It's now a 16-point game. 3-point shot, no good for Gray. Toronto with the rebound.
Yeah, so Black coming back and making it a game.
In the corner for three, no good, and that will end it here in the third quarter. So after 3 quarters of play here in the Alumni Game, the 7th annual Matty White Alumni Game here at the College of Staten Island, it is 77-61 Gray. We're back after this.
So who's going to do what?
I'll pack the dead batteries.
Great.
I'll only put what I don't need into a duffel bag.
Perfect. That's totally unhelpful.
No problem.
Meanwhile, I will try to comfort everyone by speaking in a calm voice.
And who is going to handle supplies?
I can forget to do a list for us.
Thanks, pal.
We couldn't be any less prepared. I'm proud of you guys.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311.
We are back right here at the Sports and Recreation Center here, your home for everything CSI Dolphins, CSI Sportsnet. Michael Cohen, Mike Baybuski, 77-61, great team with the lead as we're about to begin the final quarter of this alumni game, and we come even a little bit closer to the 2 big games later on. But first, let's take a look what these 2 teams have done. John Cali leading both teams with 23 points, 9 out of 19 shooting. Ryan Hennessy with 9 points for the black team. On the great team, 3 players in double figures, Michael Stewart, Brian Gasper, and Dale Toronto.
Yeah, you know, Mike, it's been a real exciting game, a real fun game, and, you know, all these players coming out here this afternoon and, you know, really coming out and, you know, giving an effort and having fun. And, you know, it really has been a very enjoyable alumni game as the Black tries to work their way back, Mike, in the fourth quarter.
And they had 3 straight three-pointers to end that first half to get themselves back into the game. They only trailed by 16 now. They did trail by as many as 24 at one point. But now working his way inside, double-teamed, has to get rid of it, does. As they pass it off outside to Joe O'Leary, but he misses the shot. And another miss here for Gray. This one's stolen. Nice job by Toronto getting in front of it. Picks it off, goes coast to coast, and puts it in. That's 2 big points there for Gray.
Yeah, and that time Toronto exploding to the basket, laying it up and in, and making it an 18-point game.
79-61. Wing. Kicks it outside of Cali in the corner for 3. It rims out. Gasper with the rebound. Passes it off to Toronto. Toronto looking inside, finds Hennessy. Hennessy working inside, puts it up and in. Rather, I should say not Hennessy, I should say rather Houston for 2 points. It's now 81-61.
Yeah, so a 4-0 run here to start the fourth quarter as the Black team now trails by 20 once again.
3-point shot, and it's that guy Franzreb again. Franzreb has hit 3 3-pointers now.
And he's 3 of 4, Mike, from the 3-point line. He's got 11 points, 5 rebounds.
Stolen by Albano for 3, yes! 81-64, and make that 81-67 as Black continues to make its presence felt.
Albano hits his second 3-pointer of the game. He's got 6.
Stewart, jump shot, yes, he hits it, and it's now back to an 83-67 lead now for White.
And, you know, Mike, the Dolphins look for Stewart to score big baskets back when he was playing for the team, and he just gets another big one for the Grays right there.
Wing passing it off to Albano, who just hit a 3 a little while ago. Kicks it back outside to Franzreb. He's been red hot from 3. He misses that one. A little bit too strong on that attempt. Albano a little bit too soft on that attempt as that one doesn't hit the net. Cali does come out with it on the rebound.
Yeah, 2 offensive rebounds in a row for Cali. He's now double-double, 23 points, 10 rebounds.
Wing looking for Cali, does find him inside. Works his way inside. Around defenders, around Huesland. Now kicks it back outside to Franzreb, working up against 2. 2 against 1. Rebound, though, for the Black team.
Yeah, Goodman getting the offensive rebound. It's Black continues to try to work their way back in the game.
Lyndon Goodman thought about going for the jump shot. Instead, kicks it back outside. They go to Cali up top for long distance 3. No good. And a nice rebound there. Good defense there by Gray to prevent any points there in those attempts. And they had many attempts as Michael Stewart takes the miss and puts it in.
Big basket there for Stewart, Mike. The black team actually had an opportunity to cut the game down to 11, but couldn't hit the shot. Big 5-point turnaround for the Grays.
Franz Rib right now working top of the key. Working against Michael Stewart. Kicks it back outside of Wing. Wing works his way inside. Takes the jump shot. No good. Picked up by Gibson. By Gasper, I should say. Gasper, off-balance three-pointer. No good. And he'll be picked up by a Wing. Goes this time all the way down court to Goodman, who lays it in for two. Michael Stewart. No look pass. This time into Gasper, puts it up, and he looks like he got it in.
So Stewart dishing it out, Mike, and putting it in, and that was a beautiful feed to Gasper, and Gasper's just been unbelievable, Mike. 6 of 9, 6 of 8, I should say, from the field. He's got 15 points.
18-point game right now with Gray out in front. Albano for three, and he hits the three, and he's been hitting a couple of those already today.
Yeah, that's his third, Mike, and he's got 9.
87-71. Both of these teams picking up the pace a little bit here in the fourth quarter. Stewart, long distance three in the corner. He'll rim up and rim over the basket. No good.
So we'll have a couple of substitutions here as Evan, not waiting, brings the ball up the midcourt line.
Evan Pinkman wearing number 5. Passes it off, bounce pass to Wing.
Ooh, a little bit of physical play on the inside.
A little bit. Shot no good from downtown, and trying to get his hand as bringing it down court is the Gray team. Montevino working inside, ends up losing it. Picked up by the black team, and that will be Hennessy. Hennessy to Pinkman. Pinkman all alone, no one covering him. Here's the shot. It rims in and out. Picked up by Andres, who finishes it off. But Pinkman, no one wants to cover Pinkman, but he's getting some open looks.
So Andres gets his second basket of the game. He's got 5, and it's all of a sudden, Mike, a 13-point game.
Very close here in this fourth quarter. Montevino passes it inside. Yeah, 3-point shot, and that will rim in and out. And taking the shot was Namorado. Michael Stewart, he's been good from downtown, misses that one as well. Both teams getting a little 3-happy here in the fourth quarter, but we haven't seen as many go down as we did earlier in this game, at least on the Gray team anyway. Albano with 3-pointer, no good, rims in and out.
Yeah, another opportunity for the Black to cut it down to 11, but for the second consecutive time, they could not hit that shot.
Stewart, back, blind look pass, if you will, going inside, but no good on the attempt inside to Namorado. Actually, correction, it was actually O'Leary who took the pass inside. Pinkman working inside as they bounce it outside for a 3-point shot, no good for the black team. Rebound here for Gray.
Big rebound that time by Thomason as the black team had an opportunity to make it a 10-point game.
Andres chases down the rebound as he brings it down court for Black. Kicks it outside, this time for Callie, and he will, or actually, looks like it was Wing rather, and he'll hit it for a 87-76 lead as that is 2 points for Black. So now, Mike, it is an 11-point game.
Let's see if the black team can get a stop here.
Michael Stewart working inside, tries to get it up and in, but no doing. Hits the rim on the attempt on the layup. Chance to make it single digits. Wing puts up the shot, and rims in, yes, and it's now a 9-point game. Michael Babusky with 5 minutes to go.
What a play that time by Wing. He faked the pass and laid it up and in to cut it within double digits for the first time here in the second half.
What a run Black has been on here in the second half. And a little defense right there as getting the hand in was Hennessy.
You feel the intensity picking up on the floor, Mike, now as it's a 9-point game, 4:42 remaining, and now the competitive juices start to kick in.
And that referee hasn't had a chance to blow his whistle much at all here in this game as a 3-point shot by Gasper, no good. Chasing it down quickly is O'Leary, but it can't get to it. Callie does, though, for Black. Kicks it behind himself, trying to get to Albano, but it's been taken away by Gasper for Gray.
Big turnover there by the Hall of Famer, Mike.
O'Leary working inside to Gasper, puts it in for 2, and a big pass inside for the layup.
Brian Gasper, very efficient offensively, Mike, for the great team here this afternoon. That's a huge basket to make it an 11-point game.
Hennessy, backwards pass, this time over to Franzrib. They eventually kick it outside for a three-point shot for Albano, but it won't be good. It will be two, though, so it's a 9-point game. It's 89-80.
Franzrib on the inside, Mr. Inside Out, hitting the threes and laying that one back up and in to make it a 9-point game.
Gasper. Back over to Namorado. Namorado now goes back inside to Gasper again. Gasper spins and shoots and hits the jump shot. Wow.
Whoa, what a step-back turnaround jumper that time by Gasper is, as the black team gets closer, Gasper heats up with a couple of big baskets.
Gasper with a spinorama, if you will. Right now, Wing working inside, takes it upstairs, and draws the foul.
So we're just about 3 minutes remaining here in this fourth quarter, Mike. The clock will stop in the final minute of the fourth quarter as the Black doing a nice job, Mike. I believe they've been down by as many as 29 here in the game here this afternoon and have cut it to within double digits as Wing misses the first. He'll have one more.
And he'll miss both free throws, so those are, from the game standpoint, anyway, big misses, but still, both these teams, the competitive juices are indeed flowing big time right now. Nice bounce pass inside. And finishing it off for 2 points is Dan O'Leary.
Beautiful move by O'Leary, and that probably closed it off, Mike, as the gray team goes up by 13, 93-80.
Franzrib works around and then eventually hits the jump shot. 93-82. It was just outside the paint.
Franzrib, the offensive force here for the black team in the second half. Cuts the lead down to 11 as we head towards 2 minutes remaining.
And nice attempt there by Thomason to go inside, but he ended up missing it. Looked for the foul, didn't get it.
Yeah, he wanted the foul on that one, and now a wide open three by Albano is no good.
Callie takes the rebound. Kicks it inside to Wing. Now go back over to Albano. They go outside instead. For Hennessy, he misses the three, no good. What a 93-82 lead for the gray team, and with 11-point lead with a minute 42. So you imagine it looks like that the gray team's going to walk away with the win here. Start to look a little ahead, a little bit to our two big games later on, and the men will kick it off against York College. York at 2-17, 2-9 in conference. CSI is at, of course, undefeated in conference at 11-0, and has now won 8 in a row. With Frank Schettino playing lights-out basketball, should be a great start to our regular doubleheader here today.
Yeah, you know, Mike, it really should be. And, you know, the Dolphins coming in, they haven't had a home game in the last 2 weeks, but they went on the road and won all 4 of their games, including a big conference game in their last matchup against Baruch College. So, you know, the men's team playing good basketball, and York coming in with a couple of new players, and it should be exciting, Mike, as we'll get ready for the tip-off sometime around 1 o'clock here this afternoon.
As that will be stolen away. This time was Toronto going over to, as the whistle was blown, so no turnover.
Yeah,
went back to gray and still stay black basketball.
A rare turnover on the double dribble gives black the basketball.
Callie working his way inside, passing it off inside. This time they go to Goodman, who drills the foul. Or at least should have drawn a foul. And he did, so he'll go to the line. 36.9 seconds to go. And Black trying to cut it down to single digits here. They're trailing by 11 right now.
Man, the clock stopped here in the final minute of the fourth quarter.
Oh, a little pushing and shoving going on there, too.
Yeah, you know, getting a little physical here in the final 40 seconds of play.
93-84, and Callie with the hard, which should be a hard foul, as it's taken away there by Goodman, and the shot no good. That's just the fun of all-star games right there, folks, and also alumni games. You can do pretty much what you want. A little jump shot by Hustlin, no good, and it was picked up by the black team. Andres kicks it outside. Franzrib's had a big second half. Takes another three-point shot. Misses. No good. Callie with the rebound. 12 seconds to go. And Callie going upstairs, draws the foul with 8.5 to go. So really I like the way both of these teams have played in this game here, Mike. They've had a lot of fun. They got a little physical here in the fourth quarter. But the great team with the outside shooting they had early on in this game going to prove to be the difference in this one, as they're going to win this game. Not by the big margin they had earlier, but they'll win this game regardless.
Yeah, it was certainly a lot of fun here this afternoon, an opportunity for the players to come out on the floor and have fun. And, you say 12-minute running quarters, and it was certainly a great game here this afternoon, and a lot of fun for both teams.
93-86, as Toronto will hold it for the last 5. Notice they'll pass it off. And taking a shot westward for the final shot, and that will do it. 93-86. The great team gets the job done. Great game here at the CSI Sports and Recreation Center, as alumni from all different generations of CSI men's basketball converge and put together a tremendous effort here today.
Yeah, and Mike, the both teams really came out, had a lot of fun. It was a extremely entertaining basketball game here this afternoon, and now the players will meet and hug and shake hands and renew acquaintances. They'll come out, they'll take a picture at midcourt, and then they'll go upstairs and have lunch. So really a great game, a lot of fun here as both teams meet at the center of the floor, and they'll follow it up with a lunch, and then we'll get ready to bring you men's basketball action here in the first of 2 games, as the College of Staten Island will take on York College.
So that will do it for our coverage here, the Alumni All-Star Game, folks. For Mike McBusky, I'm Michael Cohn. We'll talk to you a little bit later for men's basketball, as you're home for everything CSI Sports, CSIDolphins.com, CSI Sportsnet.